Hello students, from this lecture we are going to start chapter 6 Anatomy of Flowering Plant. In this chapter we are going to study about tissues, tissue system, anatomy of dicotyledon and monocotyledon plants and about secondary growth. First of all, what is anatomy? Anatomy is actually study of internal structure. In previous chapter, you have already studied about morphology of flowering plant. In that chapter, we have now clear idea about the external features or characteristics of plant. But here, we are going to study about internal structure of flowering plants. Internal structure we can study by taking transverse section TS or LS longitudinal section of plant, and this way we can study the tissue system, organ system and organism easily. Tissues. You are familiar to this word and you have already studied about the different tissues in plants also. Definition of tissues: it's a group of cells having a common origin and usually performing common function. So this is the meaning of tissue. In plants, various type of tissues are present, and basically it is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So this way main two type of tissues are there in plant: meristematic and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, they are having ability to divide continuously. So they are observed the root tip, shoot tip and growing area of plant, and once this tissue they lose their ability to divide, they are converted into permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, it is having three types: apical, intercalary and lateral on the basis of their location. Permanent tissue, main two types are there: simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissue further classified into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissue, it is classified into two types: xylem and phloem. Meristematic tissues. These are simple tissue composed of group of similar and immature cells which can divide and form new cells. So it is responsible for initial growth and development in plants. They are organized into group of cells and they are having ability of continuous cell division. Generally they are present on tip region, it means that on root tips and shoot tip, or also we can say root apex and shoot apex area of plant. When these tissues they are present on tip of this region of plant, it is known as apical meristem. So apical meristem is generally observed on root axis, root apex or shoot apex. Intercalary meristem, it occurs between mature tissues, especially in grasses. They occur grasses and regenerate parts removed by the grazing herbivores. Both apical and intercalary meristemic tissue, they both are primary meristem because they appear early in life of plant and help to form the primary plant body. So this way intercalary and apical meristem both are observed developed at early life on plant, and that's why known as primary meristem. Lateral meristem which occur on the side, it means that lateral side of plant organ, it is considered as a lateral meristem, and its main function, main role is observed here in plant. It is increasing girth of plant. So we can understand here, as it is located on side region of plant, lateral region of plant, and that's why it is responsible for lateral growth in plant. Over and above this primary meristem in plant, also secondary meristem or lateral meristem tissue is also present. So it is present particularly in some plants, doesn't produce woody axis and appear later than primary meristem, and that's why it is known as secondary meristem. Various types are there of secondary meristem also: fascicular vascular cambium, interfascicular cambium and core cambium. They are example of this type of lateral meristem, and they are responsible for producing the secondary tissue and secondary growth in plant. So overall, this type of meristematic tissue, it is having continuously cell division ability, and that's why it is required for initial growth in plants. Second type, permanent tissues. Now, when these cells of tissue, they become structurally and functionally specialized and lose their ability to divide, at that time it is known as permanent tissue. It means that these are actually mature cell or mature tissues. During the formation of primary plant body, specifically regions of the apical meristem produce this dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissues. In permanent tissues, all cells similar in structure and function, such a type of tissue is known as simple permanent tissue. And in second type, that is complex permanent tissue, here the cells are having different kind in tissue. So on the basis of this simple permanent tissue, it means that in this tissue all cells are similar in structure and function, while in complex type of tissue they are having different kind of cells. Simple permanent tissue, they are having three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First, parenchyma. They are simple permanent tissue and living tissue. Their wall is actually thin wall, and the cell, they are having isodiametric structure. Here the cells of this tissue, parenchyma, is generally spherical, oval, round, polygonal or elongated in shape, and their wall, cell wall, is thin and made up of cellulose. They may be eitherly close packed or some cellular intercellular spaces also in their structure. Generally they are found in non-woody and soft area of stem, root, leaves, fruits and flower. If we talk about the function of this tissue in plants, it means that parenchyma, it performs various functions like photosynthesis, storage and secretion in plants. So parenchyma is one kind of living tissue present in plants, plant organ, and it is having thin wall made up of cellulose and perform various functions. This figure, it gives idea about the arrangement of cells in parenchymatic tissue. Here you can see the shape of cell is oval to round shape and elongated in shape. Wall is thin and made up of intercellular spaces. It means that in between two cell structure, they are not compactly arranged but loosely arranged in this figure. So this is about typical structure of parenchyma tissue. Second type of simple tissue, that is collenchyma. Here comparatively cells are much thickened at corner because of deposition of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin, and such a type of deposition that was absent in the first type of tissue that is parenchyma, where the cell wall was thin and made up of cellulose. Here, a shape of cell may be oval, spherical or polygonal and which contain chlorophyll. This type of tissue in plants, its main function to provide mechanical support to the growing parts of the plants lying like young stem as well as petiole of leaf also. Here the shape of cell is also different. These cells assimilated food when they contain chloroplast and intracellular spaces are absent. This figure also you can see that here the cell wall is thickened by cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. There is no intercellular spaces in between cells. Their organization, they are thickened at corners. They are having thick cell wall in their structure and also they contain chloroplast when it is a assimilated food. Third type of simple permanent tissue, that is sclerenchyma. It's a one type of supportive tissue and having highly thick wall cells with little or no protoplast due to deposition of cellulose or lignin. So here we can understand, due to this type of deposition of cellulose or lignin and having highly thick wall, they are actually not considered as a living one also sometimes. There are two types of this sclerenchyma tissue. They are fibrous or sclerites. The cell wall is having numerous pits in its structure. The variation in form, structure, origin and development of this tissue. So on the basis of this, it is divided into fibers or sclerites. Here fibers are thick walled, elongated and pointed cells and generally occurring in groups. In this figure also you can see this type of typical structure of fiber in sclerenchyma. Sclerites, they are spherical, oval or cylindrical and highly thickened dead cells. Also we can study in this figure this type of structure of sclerites, and they are commonly found in fruit walls of nuts, pulp of fruits like guava, pear and sapota, sometimes seed coils also in legumes and leaves of tea. Main function of this tissue, sclerenchyma, it provides mechanical support to the organs in plant and it is against to tolerate bending, shearing and compression and some other mode. Second type of permanent tissue, that is complex tissues. Now you know very well that this organization of complex tissue means they are made up of more than one type of cell. It means that many kind of cells they are made up of, and that's why they are known as complex tissue. In plants mainly these complex tissues are xylem and phloem. First of all, let's compare between xylem and phloem. Xylem, it conducts water or vascular shape in plants, and phloem, it conducts organic food. So simply we can say the transportation of water and minerals in plant, it is due to presence of xylem, and transportation of prepared food, it take place through phloem. Xylem, it is found in deep in the plant, but phloem, it is situated towards the outer side. Xylem, its main function provides mechanical strength also, but phloem, it has no mechanical functions here. Xylem is made up of some components known as vessel, trachea, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. Phloem is also made up of four type of components, and these are sieve tube, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So this way the some points of difference in between xylem and phloem in plants, and both are conducting tissue as well as type of complex tissues in plants. In the composition of xylem tracheids, they are elongated and tube-like structure. They are having thick and lignified type of wall of cells and tapering ends, and they are actually dead and without protoplasm. In flowering plants, tracheids and vessels are main water conducting elements. Vessel in xylem is also long cylindrical tube-like structure and made up of many vessel cells. Here cells are lignified cell walls. They are also devoid of protoplasm. Their members are interconnected through perforations in their common walls. Presence of vessel is a characteristic feature of angiosperm. The third component of xylem, that is xylem fiber, it is also having highly thickened walls and its obliterated central lumen. Xylem parenchyma is living component of this tissue, that is xylem, and made up of cellulose. This type of tissues like xylem and phloem, these both are conducting tissue and responsible for conductions of water, mineral or prepared food in plants. The structure of xylem, primary xylem is of two types, that is protoxylem and metaxylem. So this way the first form primary xylem elements are called protoplasm, and those who develop later, they are known as primary xylem structure, that is metaxylem. In structure of stem, the protoxylem lies toward the central pith region and metaxylem it lies toward peripheral region. And this type of organization of primary xylem is known as endark, that we are going to study in further topic of same chapter here. In the structure of root, protoxylem lies in peripheral and metaxylem lies toward the central region. This type of arrangement of primary xylem is exarch type of arrangement. In gymnosperms, albuminous cells and seed cells, they lack sieve tube and companion cell in the structure of phloem. Phloem is responsible for transportation of food material in plant, and it is also having four type of component like this sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. Tissue system in plant. Now the different kind of tissue, they organize and form various organ in plants as well as organ system. Their function and location is different, and this way they organize into tissue system in plant. Here in the structure of typical plant, three type of tissue system is observed, that is epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system and vascular tissue system. Epidermal tissue system, it is located at outermost side of plant body. Vascular tissue system, it is responsible for vascular element, it means that conduction of water, mineral and food in plants, and in between this epidermal and vascular tissue, this ground tissue system is located in plant body. So this way three types of tissue system, epidermal, ground tissue and vascular tissues, they are organized in the body of plant and their location is different. First, epidermal tissue system. This kind of tissue system is actually outermost covering of plant body. It is consisting of epidermal cell, stomata, epidermal appendages, it is like trichomes. It is present on stem as well as hairs like root hairs in structure of root. Epidermis, that is single layer structure, generally made up of parenchymatous cell with waxy thick layer of cuticle to prevent water loss. Stomata, it is present in epidermis of leaves. The main function of stomata to regulate the transpiration and gaseous exchange in plant. So this structure, stomata, is one of the important structure present in epidermal tissue system of plant. In dicot and monocot, the structure of stomata is different. In dicot plants, the stomata, their shape is bean shape. They are having two guard cells closing the stomatal pore. But in the structure of monocot leaves, this stomata, their shape is different, and that is dumbbell shape. Here the guard cell present in the structure of stomata aperture, it contains chloroplast and help in opening and closing of stomata. So this way, mechanism of opening and closing of stomata is controlled by this structure. This guard cell in this structure, it is surrounded by subsidiary cell. This actually stomatal aperture is actually stomatal aperture, guard cell and the surrounding subsidiary cell together they organize into stomatal apparatus. In this figure we can easily compare between the structure of stomata in dicotyledon plant where it is bean shape and in monocot plants where it is dumbbell shape. In first figure, that is structure of dicot stomata. Here in the central region stomatal pore or opening is present. Through this the mechanism of opening and closing take place. This pore is surrounded by two guard cells. In the structure of both monocot and dicot structure of stomata, this similarity is observed, but the shape is here bean shape in dicot, where in monocot it is dumbbell shape. Again it is surrounded by two subsidiary cells. Clearly we can observe in this diagram also. And outermost side in surrounding subsidiary cell, epidermal cells are present. So this way the structure of monocot and dicotyledon plants, this way stomata is of different kind of stomata and they are having dicot structure, that is bean shape, and in monocot structure it is dumbbell shape type of stomata. In this epidermal tissue, there also contain number of hairs. Generally, in the root system of plant, the outermost layers, so that epidermis, it possesses root hair structure. They are generally unicellular elongation of epidermal cell. Root hair, their main function to absorb water and minerals from the soil. So this way, these roots are very important structure in plants. In stem, this similar type of structure is present, and that is again epidermal hair and known as trichome in the structure of stem. These trichomes in the shoot system are generally multicellular in the structure. It may be branch or unbranched, and the main function of this trichome, it helps in preventing water loss due to transpiration. Sometimes this trichome, it may be secretory also. So this way in plant tissue system, the epidermal tissue system is organized orange. It forms the outermost covering of this entire plant body, and generally it possesses epidermal cell, stomata and epidermal appendages like trichomes and hairs. So it's a first kind of tissue system, that is epidermal tissue system, It's a part of the tissue system in plant. Second type of tissue system, that is ground tissue system. Now it is clear that it is located in between this epidermal tissue system and vascular tissue system in plants. So when we talk about the location of ground tissue system in plants, we can say it is located in between epidermal tissue system and vascular bundles. Their organization is generally, they consist of permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue. Parenchyma is present in pericycle, cortex, pith and medullary rays in stem and roots. This type of structure actually we are going to study in same structure during the study of various anatomy of plant organs. In leaves, the mesophyll, chloroplast containing cell, they form the ground tissue system. So this way, this tissue system, ground tissue system in the plant body, except it is epidermis and vascular bundle, the all type of tissue system, it is known as ground tissue system, and generally it is made up of simple tissue like parenchyma, sometimes collenchyma and sclerenchyma also.